Alright, in the last two videos I was attempting to nap Chert by request, which is okay because I wanted a little change of pace. But I ended up snapping the two at the very last thinning attempts, or in this case, one was a notching attempt and the other one was a thinning attempt. Both my fault because, I forgot how to nap Chert after napping all that Obsidian. But these will be in the Brokes and Bifaces box for the auction. Someone could glue this together, I suppose. It was almost, well, it was finished. I just decided to try to notch it a little deeper. But it was already done. Yeah, I should have just left it. And, yeah, I was going to leave it, and I said, nah. It should be nappable. Yeah. Oh well. Back in the day, I would make knives out of these. When I first started napping and I did that mistake, I would just make a knife out of it. Still got one good edge, or one and a half. This edge and that edge. Just halved it like that. Yeah. This one, on the other hand, yeah. But I want to make another one right now. Let's see how this goes. It dropped. Temperature dropped like 20 degrees in the past hour and a half. Or it seems like just a little while ago it was 60 and now it's almost 40. Alright. In the shop. When the sun is out, the shop gets very hot. By comparison to the outside. Anyways. Let's see what happens. Shall we? I think this is a heat treat, but there's no label on it. I'm going to assume, yeah, it's a heat treat. It's darker than usual, for one, and number two, I can already tell it's kind of glossy on the inside. I'm just going to nap quickly, like I was trying to do in the last video. Alright? I remember when I used to try to nap things quickly and expediently and not spend so much time being persnickety. Yeah. I miss those days. Yeah, I miss the days when I didn't care about step fractures all that much. After a while, it gets old caring too much about the step fractures and stuff. Yep. But you might say, well, doesn't it feel satisfying when you eliminate them all? Isn't it great? Great for you, but it just adds more gray hairs to my head. It's great for you, but gray for me. Yeah. It's stressful. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just telling you like it is. If I was completely stressed out, I'd just stop doing the napping and just go on to the next thing that I'm able to do. I can do a lot of stuff. I don't have to do napping. Oh yes. I can do a lot of different stuff. I can go back to work still. Oh joy. Yeah, I can go back to corporate America or mom and pop. Doesn't matter. I got options. Did I work for corporate America? Well, we had clients that were corporations, so we had to kind of attend corporate meetings and stuff. Yeah. I also worked for Advanced Micro Devices, but not as an employee, as a contractor. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, they make microchips. Anyways, I worked for Dell Computer too, and I was an employee of Dell. Back in the day when they still measured their sales in millions instead of billions. Yeah. Long time ago. Anyways, come on. If I didn't enjoy the napping, at least to a little extent, or if I didn't feel satisfied that I was doing something good or worthwhile, I wouldn't do it anymore. Yeah. I've learned that this is a different type of skill than many other skills. It involves risk management. Yeah. Which is different from many other skills, except in sports. So I consider flintnapping a form of a sport. Yeah. And I'm going to be working out more. I took a pause on working out because I can't seem to get it worked into my daily routine right now. My routine is too busy. But I have to get into working out so that I can strengthen my arms to do the pressure flaking for these Eden and other pressure flaked points. First view, and other points that require heavy pressure the way I'm going to do it. I don't know if that's what they did back in the day, but I imagine that some of them were made with extreme amounts of strength and heavy pressure flaking. So I've got to build up some strength to see if that's a possibility or if I can even do it. I can do it on a small scale. Small points with lots of parallel flaking. But once they get larger than 2 or 3 inches, that's when it requires some strength to do the parallel flaking. And yeah, I do think that they did it with pressure flaking at least some of the time. Maybe not all of the time. There's more than one way to make an Eden point. Let's put it that way. You can make them in different ways, just like Folsom. You can make Folsoms in different ways with different techniques. Same with Clovis, same with anything. Yeah, there are different techniques. They may be similar, but they are different. Significantly different techniques that have different learning curves, and they'll throw you off if you try to switch from one to the other. Just like working Obsidian first and then going back to Chert. It's a different feel. Chert is a different feel. And you think Chert is going to hold up to the forces that you're using, because it feels like it is, but no, it will snap. Like I'm hitting it super hard right now, so it gets you into that mood that no, I can handle all kinds of punishment. Oh yeah, I'm hitting it like every strike will break it, and it's not breaking. So there you go. It won't break, will it? Your mind's thinking, this is not gonna break. If it was gonna break, it would have broken a long time ago, like that. Now that was a flake. This doesn't happen that much, but once in a while it'll barely take a dip and dive in, and then it'll snap it. See that? There's no defects at all. It's the flake from the tip that came down and started diving. And just that little bit of diving there was enough force on there. Another one for the broke some bifaces. There's enough force on there to cause the tip to break. Yeah. I could have spared you from that one too by cutting the video and then starting brand new with this one, but nah. This one might be raw. That one's hard. Hold on a second here. I gotta adjust the camera because I know I'm gonna be out of frame. I don't know. Okay, where was I? Before I was so crudely interrupted. Why don't I just take it easy and do it slow? Because I don't feel like doing it slow. That's why. I don't want to. I lose interest. Yep. Especially right now. There was so many things on my list to do this week, and I only did maybe 10% at the most. Yeah. And I might only offer bifaces for this next auction because I only have the only completed points that I have done are for side projects, and I only have bifaces for the auction right now. So unless this one works out and I turn some bifaces into some points, it's going to be mostly bifaces in the auction. Yeah. This will end up in the auction whether it breaks or is a whole point. But hopefully it'll be a whole point and not pieces. Go slow, and that way it doesn't break. And make it thicker if you want to make it quicker. Right? That's what I've been saying the whole time. If I want to make it quicker, just make it thicker. Yeah. Okay, it's done. There you go. What is it good for? Well, it's just a biface or a preform. Either way. Not all bifaces are preforms, but most preforms are bifaces, so yeah, it could be either one. Okay, so we shortened it a little bit. That was unexpected, obviously. I was doing fine up until then. It's got defects along the edge, so it's gonna cramp my style a little bit. Hopefully that is not going to happen again. I do get annoyed when the tip breaks off. I get annoyed a lot when that happens. Long, narrow flick. I didn't even abrade the edge. Yeah. How did I do it? I don't know. Do it again. Do it again. I don't know how they happen. It's luck. If I could do that again every single time, I would. But I don't know how it's done because it's luck. Maybe it's not luck and I just don't know how it's done. Well, I've tried spots like that before and they don't work. It was just an unabraded little point sticking out. I decided to hit it, and I could live with whatever I got. A big flake, small flake, didn't matter. This is just a process of shaping and thinning and getting rid of lumpy areas. This is not the final finishing. It's not the final finishing. Why don't these flakes dive in and break the point? I don't know. I broke a point with a diving flake from the tip earlier. So much for the idea of fluting from the tip, huh? No, it's just that was bad luck. Bad technique mixed with bad luck. Could be mostly bad technique. It could have been that I was holding it in such a way that it puts a lot of bending stress on it when I hit it from the tip. But I don't know. I don't know. I try to hold it right where I'm hitting it without touching anywhere else. Unless it's a really long piece, and then I try to brace the tip or something. But usually I just hold it right where I'm striking. That's it. See, I'm holding it only where I'm striking. This is not really touching. The tip may be touching slightly on the leather, but I don't want it to. And I'll hit the base. Yeah. I like everything to be moving around freely. I don't support the workpiece on my leg or anything. There's no need. Besides, I can flip it around and maneuver it without it on my knee. If it's on my knee, or on my leg, there's very limited movement. You have to pick it up off the leg and then do that. What's the sense of using the leg? The posture is all mixed up anyway when you do that way. I have enough trouble with the posture. Yeah, rather be right in the middle, crouched over instead of on the side crouched over. For one. Number two, the leg pad is just an unnecessary addition to the equipment, and it's not just a small addition. It's a big addition to the equipment. Big and bulky. I don't use large ishi sticks for this. I try to keep them short and compact. Of course, the copper is heavy, so there's that. It's kind of annoying. The metal percussion flakers are heavy because they're metal, but my natural toolkit is very lightweight. It only has one hammerstone in it, and the rest is just antler and wood. I might put 2 hammerstones, and I might have another stone in there for abrading and stuff. I usually use the hammerstones for abrading, but once in a while I'll come across a stone that's good for abrading. So I'll have that in there too. 3 stones maximum in the natural toolkit. It's much lighter than my modern toolkit. Oh, that was close. Well, that was the opposite of what I thought I was going to do. Don't worry, I'm getting used to Chert now that I've broken a couple pieces. Yeah. I'm getting used to it little by little. Break by break. Mishap by mishap. Bad luck by bad luck. Yeah, we need to mess it up. I don't know what it is. Is it centered now? Yeah, someone asked if I could nap some colorful chert and stuff, or he mentioned that he liked to see the colorful chert being napped. I wish I had some colorful chert available. I do have some. I just don't have it within 5 seconds. I mean, I don't know where it is on the shelf. I had to dig. I've been stacking boxes and bins on top of each other, because there's a lot of back orders and a lot of stuff to catch up on, and a lot of stuff I want to nap. So it's starting to stack up. So I don't know where the box that I had of colorful Chert flakes is. Yeah. Alrighty, so we're almost done with the thinning. I don't want to spend too long on this point. What's the point? Spending a long time on a point. Well, sometimes you just gotta. Yeah. Fast is not necessarily good. A lot of times fast means you mess up. Go fast and mess things up. I don't know, I'm seeing blurriness. Let's see. I don't know if it'll help if I do that. Something's up with the camera. I think the camera is on the fritz again. My microphone is on the fritz already. On this phone, I have to attach an external microphone. I think the focus is getting all messed up. If I'm over here, somehow it was getting weird. I try to center it, and then I'm down here. I move this, and then I go up here. And I move that, and I go down here. I'm only moving it slightly, and it's like I still can't keep it in. It's almost as frustrating as photography. Almost. And I can't keep it too far away to make sure it's in frame, because you can't see nothing when you try to zoom in like that. You'll touch the screen and you'll zoom in and it'll be like that. You still can't see anything. Yeah, it's almost as frustrating as photography. Or almost as aggravating. Almost! Nothing beats photography for the amount of aggravation. No. I actually feel physically sick when I have to mess with the camera's controls. Yeah, it's that disgusting. I don't even like adjusting the timer, where I set the timer and it counts down the seconds before it takes a picture. Yeah, I even don't like that feature, or messing with it. Because then I forget to turn it off. Next time I want to take a picture, it's going counting down. I'm like, okay, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me that I forgot to turn off the timer thingy. I did not want to be reminded of that. Someone might say, gee, you must be fun at parties. I don't go to parties, because you're right. I'm no fun at parties. No. I don't even like to drink a lot or do anything a lot. No. There's only very few people that I spend time with at parties and stuff. Yeah, it's all family. I'm gonna go to a party. It's gonna be like a wedding or something. Birthday. Otherwise, no. Forget it. It's so weird that I don't have fun at parties. Well, like I said, it depends on who it is and who it's for. Anyways, if I start thinking about social interaction, it's going to affect the flintnapping negatively. See? I'm already starting to get aggravated thinking about social interaction. Okay, ready? I'm not ready. The flaker wasn't ready. Did I get it? Haha. Voila. Just a little bit more, okay? Famous last words, but just a little bit more. Dang it. What is going on? What is it that I do that weakens it a little bit? I just take a flake kind of next to the striking area that I want. It weakens that striking area somewhat when you take a flake next to it. And that way it will allow you to peel that flake off. In many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, if you kind of weaken the edge near the place that you're going to strike by removing another flake next to it, different flake next to it. Once in a while, if you keep on hitting it, it's not doing anything. By removing a flake next to it, it weakens it up somewhat, and then you can take the flake. Knapping advice? No, that's just what I do. I don't know if it works for you. Sometimes I tell people stuff that I do and they try it and it's like, that didn't help at all. Yeah. It went down, it hit it on the way back up. I gotta get a different length on this. Why is it doing it when it gets shorter? Because I have to extend it out and I've only got a little bit holding it, so it kind of flops instead of staying rigid. Makes sense? No? It's okay, don't worry about it. You're just watching this for entertainment anyway. Yeah. That's it, that's all. Don't have to worry about no technicalities or even all the frustrations involved in making the video. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to know that it's like 47 degrees. Let's see, what is it? 52 degrees now. I can't read the analog thermometer. You know, the one with the dial. It's got to be digital. It takes me forever to read a dial or a clock. Compared to other people, they can look at a clock within half a second. They know what time it is, but I have trouble seeing what minute it is. Like right now, 6:22. That's as fast as I can read it. I had to go 6, and then a 20, and then I count 1, 2. 6:22. Right? It is, and I had to recheck. Is it actually 6? Yeah, it's past 6. Takes me forever. It's got something to do with autism. 'Cause, the neurotypicals don't do that. Or ADHD symptoms. I don't know. There's a delay in processing because, I don't know, I'm processing it in a weird way. My dad can't even read a clock these days. So there's something in the brain that some people take for granted that they can do that obviously can't be done by everybody as fast as they can do it. Okay, one more little step fracture. It's right there. It's annoying. I can remove it from either side. I mean, there's ways to remove it from either side, so I don't know which side I should do. Depends on if it's going to get curved or not. 31 minutes. I don't want to go too much past 31 minutes. It's already reached the thickness that I wanted, or the thinness that I want. It doesn't need to go much thinner, and this is when I run into trouble. Yeah, it's forcing me to go a little bit thinner. If I want to take out that little blemish. Did it do it? No, did it loosen it? It loosened it. It didn't go far enough though. That went far enough. What's the matter with the other one? What's the matter with you? No, it's not going to be easy. Why is it blurry right there? Right when I was not looking, and now that I'm looking, it's not blurry right there. Why? Or is it me? Is that blurry? I think it is. Or just then, until I looked at it. I don't know. Maybe it's that there's dust on that side. It looks blurry sometimes in this view, and sometimes if I'm really paying attention, it goes back to not being blurry. I don't know. So it's not my fault. Yeah. I don't know what it does. What am I going to make? Just hold your horses a little bit. Cool your jets. I don't know what I'm going to make. Yeah, I know it's in the title. It's an inside joke. Okay? Cheese. Cheese and rice. Right? Okay, here we go. This is when it gets messy. Up near the tip. soon as I wear out my gloves. Why does it get messy near the tip? Is that another inside joke? No, this time it's not a joke. This is a real thing that for some reason when I work on the tips I hold back a little bit and it gets me into trouble. But if I go full blast, I snap the tip off or I nap it off. I snap it or I nap it. Either way it comes off if I'm too aggressive. Now what kind of point can I make out of this Georgia chert? I don't know, one that doesn't look stupid. Hey, that's a good idea. Excellent idea. One that doesn't look all lopsided. Yay. That's an excellent idea. Glad I thought of it. Make one that's got the parallel flaking, parallel flaking. Because the flake over grind is just not the same. It ain't the same. Yeah. Like when you hear classical music on a street corner, it's not the same as if you hear it in a symphony hall, okay? Alright, fine. It's not the same. I believe you. But it's hard to do. I don't like it. And yeah, I don't like it because it's hard. Yeah. I like canoeing, but I don't like canoeing upstream because it's hard. But you know, you gotta do it. Some nappers back in the day used to do a lot of upstream paddling with their napping. Doing it the hard way, making it difficult on themselves. Well, they gotta do it, but maybe they could have figured out a better way to travel. I don't know. Or a different season where the water's not as fast. Current, I mean. Yeah, they didn't have to make it so difficult on themselves for some of these point styles. Just make the notches not as narrow or not as deep. Yeah, there's a lot of wide notches and shallow notches out there. They didn't always do narrow or deep notching. I got a feeling a lot of it has to do with physical strength. Other than artism. Artism is when you can't help it, you just gotta make something artsy. Just can't help it. It's gotta be fancy. That's artism. Yeah. I bet you they had it back in the day. They got it nowadays. Some people just gotta make it fancy or they want to throw up. I don't want to look at it unless it's fine art. Period. That's it. I can't stand it if it's not fine art. Okay, fine. If it's not up to par, some people just can't stand it. It makes them physically sick. Okay, fine. You have artism. Do I talk smack? Should I talk smack about them? No, because I got it sometimes too. Well, if I got it sometimes, I should be able to talk about it then. Yeah. All right, then I'll talk smack about it. Yeah. Make fun of myself sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I can't stand it if it doesn't look balanced or if it's too flakery, for instance. I consider too much flaking on it to be disgusting. I put my thumb in front and it blurs it. Is that what's going on? Yeah, if it's too flakery, I don't like it. A symptom of artism. What is too flakery? It's one of those inside jokes. This time it is another inside joke. Well, I don't know if it's a joke, but it's a funny thing because I made up that word, too flakery. I don't know if I made it up, okay, but I use it. I don't hear anybody else using it. So I think I made it up. Yeah, if it's too flakery, I don't like it. Artism. Alright. So I gotta make it difficult on myself and knock off some broad, bold flakes. Yeah, like that. See? I got the boldness. Oops. Okay, let's get this so it won't drop. I misjudged the glove fingertips on that one. Alright, so I've got bold flakes in here and I've got little flakes. Yeah. I like that. I like bold flakes down here, and as it gets near the tip, the flakes can get smaller. The scars, the flake scars. Yeah. That's what I like. I don't like a bunch of little flakes down here unless it's right on the base. Now, what am I going to make out of it? I don't know. Something from Florida or Georgia. That's what I should do. Where else do you find this stuff? Alabama? Where's my book? Oh. I brought it in the other day. Okay, here it is. I was going to say, I brought it in the other day, but I did not see it on the table when I was eating my lunch. Okay, Gulf Coast is what we're looking for. Or East Central, but no, it's Gulf Coast is probably going to be the one that tells us. Can I make a Hillsborough? It's too easy peasy. Hernando. I've made a ton of Hernandos. Yeah, I've made a ton of those. Wait a second. I can make a Hillsborough. Is this too long? It's too narrow and too long. Yeah. It's perfect for a Hernando. What is this one? Harden. I don't want to make no stinking harden. It's too hard. Hardens are too hard. That's why they got the name hard in the name of the harden. Yeah, that's exactly why. I don't know. Let's just spend 30 minutes looking through the book, shall we? Because it's fun to look through the book. It's a citrus. It looks like some other types. Why are they so similar? The clay. I'm just going to do a side notch. Is there any side notches in here in the Gulf Coast area? That one? What is it? Osceola? Let's look up Osceola. JKO. No? JK. Elemento. Yeah, it's Osceola. Alright, I can make one of those. Just some easy peasy side notches. Florida, Florida, Alabama. This one's got some weird ears on it. I don't know. I can't decide. No. All that time wasted because I didn't decide. I need notches that won't break. The point. Yeah. I'll just make side notches and just live with it. Whatever the side notches end up being. I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah. Come on. Don't make me bend the nail again. If I'm bending the nail, I'm definitely pushing too hard. Let's get Nacho. You can do it. The Nachomatic. Yeah, I know. I just don't have much practice with the Nacho. I mean, I had practice before, but remember, there's skill regression. I know how to use it. I've used it several times before. The Ted Snyder Nachomatic. I forgot how to use it. Yeah, skill regression. Some might say, no, there's got to be an inside joke there. No, I was reading about it, actually. Apparently it's a thing. You spend a lot of time learning something, you get into the habit of doing it. You know how to do it, you've done it many times, you already got it down, you don't make mistakes with it. You've learned it. And then one day you wake up and you can't do it. It's like, what's going on? I forgot how to do this. It's a weird brain thing. And at least 2 of my kids have that. It's like the brain forgets something that they don't like doing. It just forgets. So they could do it, but I mean, they can be forced to do it, but they'll mess it all up. The brain forgets somehow. There's a big lump right there. I don't like that. Yeah, let's see. How do we take care of that? Well, we have to make the spatula tool sharper. It's probably rounded over quite a bit. The corner's a little sharper. Maybe I can get in there. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can use a dark pad. I don't trust a dark pad because it's not. I haven't modified it to my taste. or to my specs. I gotta create a little bit of a seat. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, like that. That wasn't so hard now, was it? See, I used this pad because Mike's pads are non-slip. That also affects the napping. If everything's slipping, it doesn't work right. Why don't I just stick with it? I like my pad. I'm used to it. Being used to something is very good for napping. If you're not used to it, you may mess up for no good reason. And then you blame it on the item, and it's not the item. It's because you're just not used to it. Okay? Alright. Alright, here we go. See if we can bend the nail. Come on. That sounded rather crunchy, but luckily it did what it's supposed to do instead of stalling the notch. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. And the notches are not going to be symmetrical. Because I just rubbed really hard against the bottom there. The bottom's entry point. See, it's supposed to have a little uptick, but it didn't do it. I can still try a little bit. I said it was a heat treat, right? Because if it's raw, this actually has worked pretty good. Usually the raw chert doesn't nap all that well. But this one feels pretty good. Yeah, I couldn't tell on this one because it had no discoloration. It might actually be a raw piece. Yeah. I made it without breaking it. In under an hour, too. With lots of yapping. Imagine that. Don't worry, I can find a way to break it. You know it. Yeah, so that's it. Just easy notches. Relatively speaking, of course. I don't know, what did I do here? It seems like it's not as expanding as before. I took a flake off there to wind around and take off more of this bottom part. Come on. It is messing up the focus, isn't it? Time for a new phone, probably. Should I take one more flake from the base? Let's see. No, that's okay. It's probably a knife anyway, because it's the neck is wider than 3/4. Probably better as a knife. Yeah. Oh, this handle's way too big, but you get the idea. Yeah. I was gonna make a bunch of new handles this week too. I got knives coming up for the holidays. All right, so that's it. Finally got a Chert item that's in one piece. Too much dust. Okay, come on. Listen. All right, let me mess with the camera for a second here. Oh, I know. I broke the tripod. That's what I did. I just broke the tripod. Cheapo tripod. Right? It's all loose now. I can't see where it broke, but it's all loose. Okay. So what is it? I don't know. It looks almost like a big sandy or something. Yeah. Anyways, it's done. Yep. So, do I bring out the other ones? The unfortunates? Yeah. Just bring them out. Just for grins and giggles and so we can get some thumbnail pics. We can pick from the thumbnail pics and see which ones we like. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm taking some pictures. That's the extent of my photography. I don't like it, but I do it. I want some good shadows, but I can't get them. You can see. If you watch the video till the end, you can see. Or if you skip to the end, but in the photo, it's going to be washed out. In the thumbnail. Yeah. Alrighty. There you go. That's it.